Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. Brad and Josh in the studio, ready to recap some great Week 14 matchups, some surprising endings. Hook and ladder on three, boys.
Oh my gosh.
There's a reason why Gronk plays offense. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he took a real bad angle. Real bad angle. It was an exciting week, though, man. I mean, the Steelers are upset by the Raiders. The Steelers are 0-4 against the AFC West this year. Every team beat them. That's incredible.
I mean, the AFC West is good except for the Raiders.
Yeah. But still, it's incredible. I mean, even the Broncos
got worked.
They didn't get worked.
They got worked.
It was 20-14. It wasn't that bad.
It was 20-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
49ers said, hey, let's try and outscore the points, see if we can close this game.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Yeah, but that was a lot of good games this week. It was fun football to watch.
It wasn't bad.
I didn't take my normal 2-hour nap. It was only like a 20-minute.
I think mine was about an hour. And it was during the Broncos game, unfortunately. It was just too much for me.
We talked about those late games being kind of bad.
They weren't great. Oh, man, the Lions won, but did they? Did they?
You know who lost that game? All the fans of both those teams.
Yeah, even though one team won, it didn't feel like anything.
Darius Slay, he might have got himself a little bonus for that pick six.
Yeah. All right, so we'll...
You just want to jump into this thing?
Yeah, dude. I mean, well, how was your weekend? I haven't really seen you all weekend. What did you do?
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
I went to the parade last night.
How was that?
It was good. I realized, though, about 45 minutes to it, that we really do live in a podunk town.
Yeah.
There's a Jeep club in town who is in the parade, and one guy's Jeep didn't run, so he just decided to tow it.
Nice.
And then he didn't really even decorate it. He had like a little bitty string of lights on it. It wasn't. I was like, oh, this is so ghetto, dude. None of the floats were actually floats. They were just tractor trailers with Christmas lawn blow-ups on them. It was.
I love it so much.
And my 4-year-old's like, this is the best parade ever. And
to be young and naive.
oh, so
to be young and naive.
Yeah, it was crazy. So anyway, we'll talk about this first game. Get it out of the way. Jets Bills. There was actually some offense in this game, believe it or not.
Okay.
I mean, there was a little bit. It was 27-23, not the lowest scoring game of the week.
No.
Elijah McGuire. So Isaiah Crowell got hurt, went out early. Elijah McGuire took the lead, 17 for 60 and a touchdown. He also had 3 for 23. Is he on your radar now for next week?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you're relying on him in the fantasy playoffs, if you have to, you're really hoping and praying it.
The rest of the...
But, what I'm looking for with Elijah McGuire is next year.
You think he's going to be the guy next year?
Because Bilal Powell's already over 30. He had a season injury. Powell. So he might be gone. So then if Elijah McGuire can come into camp healthy, he did not this year. So if he can come into camp healthy, maybe he takes over the lead back role.
It's quite possible. I think he was really the most fantasy relevant player out of this game, especially in PPR, from on the Jets side of the ball. And then Robbie Anderson had a touchdown, but 4 for 76 and a touchdown. You kind of expect a little bit more from Robbie Anderson. You would more.
Not this time.
No, not this year. You wouldn't expect that much from Robbie.
Going into the season, yes, we expected more. But now, man.
Yeah, that's great.
Robbie Anderson showing up.
Josh Allen continues to be an efficient runner. 101 yards running the ball.
It's good because he's a turnover machine.
Yeah, he did throw 2 interceptions in this game. He only
lost a fumble.
He did. Kind of like Lamar Jackson. Real bad about that.
Good thing he rushed that touchdown so he can equal that out.
Yeah, the problem with, so we expected Zay Jones to be the guy that stepped up. They had some other receivers like Foster and McKenzie who ended up getting involved a lot, but I don't know. I don't trust anyone in this Bills passing game, obviously. LeSean McCoy did get hurt, second carry that he had, pulled up that hamstring, and then sat out the rest of the game. Chris Ivory filled in. He did okay, 12 for 42. Still nothing to write home about. They even let McKenzie run the ball, the wide receiver, 4 times for 22 yards, and he got a touchdown, vultured one from Chris Ivory there. So, still nothing really fantasy relevant on these teams. It's not like some people probably did start LeSean McCoy.
Buffalo plays the Lions next week. Are you willing in the quarterfinals of your fantasy playoffs to throw Josh Allen out there?
No, sir.
Okay. We'll look more into that in the preview show. But I think I can get you to maybe say him over a couple other quarterbacks. with all this rushing yards he has.
I don't think so, but hey, you know what? We'll see.
We'll see. We will see. All right.
Let me see how many fantasy points he had this week. 18.3, all rushing. It was all rushing.
That's better than Drew Brees.
And that's 18.3 in 4-point passing leagues, so it's not bad, but
better than Drew Brees.
Yeah, okay. It is.
Probably better than Cam Newton, too.
Better than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, because Cam Newton did nothing.
Better than Jared Goff right now.
Speaking of Cam Newton, we got the Carolina Panthers getting beat by the Browns 20-26.
They are in a tailspin.
They are. Carolina, Cam Newton looked bad. Threw the ball 42 times. Only 265 yards and an interception. Woo, speaking of interceptions.
And he missed bad on...
Christian McCaffrey saved his day with 2 touchdowns and his 6 catches in PPR. So he had a great day, which has been the thing about Christian McCaffrey. Like, you don't have to worry about it. I don't even know why we talk about him.
Set and forget it.
Yep. DJ Moore had a really great catch, but no touchdowns and nothing really great to write home about. Ian Thomas, the tight end, 9 for 77, 11 targets. Are you looking to add him?
I'm definitely going to look more into this situation. I don't have his numbers from last week in front of me right now, but I would be interested to see what he did in the games where Greg Olsen was out. Because normally
this is the best game he's had all year.
Okay. So, yeah, because normally that's the Devin Funchess role. He's the tight end, but Devin Funchess wasn't. Was he even active for this game? Okay, so he just didn't do anything.
3 targets.
Okay, so he just didn't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. It could be just situational. We'll look into it and see what the matchups are, but I'm not.
Last week, Ian Thomas had 5 receptions for 46 yards.
And that's great for a tight end.
Yeah. No touchdowns, but hey.
It ain't Kittle
It ain't
numbers.
pretty.
It ain't George Kittle numbers. We'll get to that in a little bit.
We'll get to that in a little bit. All right, then we got Baker. 18 for 22, very efficient, 1 touchdown, 238 yards, but not great fantasy-wise. Like, I mean, these aren't the numbers you really want for fantasy from Baker. You're expecting a lot more from him. Kind of disappointed. I mean, like I said, he's efficient.
18 for 22.
They're a defense first, run the ball first team.
Mm-hmm. Nick Chubb got his mandatory touchdown.
He did. He almost had a receiving touchdown. Baker missed him. Overthrew him.
Could have
13 for 66 and 1 touchdown. He also added 4 catches for 17 yards. I think they just need to go away from Duke Johnson. He had 2 rushes for -6 yards.
Yeah.
He didn't look good. Like, even on the plays where he was running or running around, he did not look good. Obviously, he has a lot of personal issues, and I don't know how it affected him on the field. Probably mine might have been somewhere else a little bit.
And they paid him. He was paid before the season.
And they paid Carlos Hyde, too.
They traded him, but I'd be interested to see what...
They paid Brock Osweiler, too.
To go away.
Yeah.
You know, I'd just be interested to see what his contract details are. Obviously, he's not getting used in this offense anymore. But we said this thing about Jarvis Landry. He shows up and he has 2 great weeks in a row.
Yeah, he had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. He was only 3 for 56, only 4 targets.
But he had over 100 yards of offense.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Jarvis Landry we've loved forever was that he was that target monster. Nick Chubb actually led the way in targets because Cleveland was just, they kind of were just always there, either up or right at the same thing, just trying to work the clock, keeping Cam off the field. But other than that, David Njoku didn't look good. Rashad Perryman had a huge catch, 66 yards. Do you care?
No.
If he could have kept his footing, he could have had a touchdown on that.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Rashad Higgins dropped a long touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
But that's really about it with these 2 teams. Are you starting DJ Moore next week? Or going forward, if you're still in the playoffs, starting DJ Moore this week?
No.
Okay.
Can't be trusted.
Alrighty.
It's kind of been that way, though, with this. If it's not Christian McCaffrey, can't be trusted.
Yeah.
That's it. Out of all the pass catchers and running backs, it's just him. It's him and then Scrub.
It's not even Cam. Like, Cam Newton used to be that guy that we could count on to be at least, a low-end QB1 on his bad days.
No, not now.
Yeah.
That shoulder is clearly making him where he's not right. And that's disappointing. So
it is very disappointing.
He might be
because they had a goal line carry that, guess what? Cam didn't run the ball.
Yeah, he's banged up. And and they even let the fullback run it in.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
one time, and I was really upset, so I was glad he got stuffed, and then Christian McCaffrey picked it up. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, usually that's Cam's run. That's usually Cam right under center, take it and punch it in. Obviously, he's hurt when they're not letting him.
Yeah.
Trying to keep him away from the hits.
It was very discouraging to see. I don't know, man. Hopefully he gets right, but it looks like Ron Rivera, this will be his last year coaching the Carolina Panthers. And I don't know how much longer Cam will be in Carolina either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start looking to move on. His body's just taking a beating over the years.
Well, that's what happens when you have him take a beating all the time like he does.
Yep. All right, so we'll move on to the Falcons and Packers. So we'll start off talking about how the Packers did. This was 34-20. The Packers won. They showed up, showed out. The start of the game, though, Jamal Williams was your starting running back.
And he was for almost the whole first half, right? At least the first quarter.
Yes. So he had 3 carries. And then finally, at some point throughout the game, Aaron Jones had 3 carries. But going into the second half, Jamal Williams was your leading rusher. I was pissed.
Yup.
I know a lot of people were upset.
Do you think Joe Philbin was just messing with people?
I don't know. I'm almost wondering if
Because
maybe,
he knows this isn't his job. Like, it doesn't matter how well the Packers do. He's not keeping the head coaching job.
Oh, yeah. There's no way he keeps his job. Well, he's an idiot. He proved that. He threw out a challenge flag twice in the first 90 seconds when the Packers were on defense.
Do you think he cares? Like, it doesn't matter. They could go undefeated the rest of the way. He's not keeping that job.
No, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't. No, he should want to win. I mean, that way he looks good whenever he applies to be an offensive coordinator somewhere. Or
Mike McCoy didn't have to look good.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They regurgitate offensive coordinators all around the league. So
they came out just throwing the ball. On their first 7 plays, only one of them was a rush. It was very apparent that Aaron Rodgers just wanted to get in there and start scoring touchdowns right away. He had a decent game for Aaron Rodgers. He added 44 yards rushing, which was good. He threw 2 touchdowns, 196 yards. You'd have liked to have seen the yardage a little bit more, but he didn't really need it. This game got out of hand pretty quick. And then in the second half, they decided to let Aaron Jones play. What do you know? 78 yards, a touchdown. He also had 3 catches for 28 yards. Weird.
he's good.
He's very good.
So
Kind of makes you wonder why they don't let him.
So a funny thing happened. I get the sleeper update saying Devontae Adams on the sideline getting looked at for a concussion or wrist or some injury, right? And then I turn the game on, and then I see Devontae Adams catch a touchdown catch, and I'm like, "What the heck is going? What? Oh my god, sleeper! Come on, be faster with this stuff."
They're great, dude.
They are great.
Sleeper is great.
But like sometimes
it's a little slow.
it's not even slow. It's a minor injury where a guy's just going to the sideline to get tape or something, and he's already back on the field.
Yeah, dude.
And they throw it out there like he's down, and you're like, "What?"
I like that though. I like that Sleeper's always trying to help you out.
Oh yeah.
Sleeper's a great app. It's so great for alerts. All the guys in our league now are downloading it because it's incredible for that.
Even if you don't play on it, just to get the alerts because they are fast with all their things.
Yeah,
sometimes maybe a little too fast, but
yeah. Devontae had a good day, 7 for 81, touchdown. Randall Cobb, 5 for 43 and 1 touchdown. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, does that mean Randall Cobb's back?" No. What this meant was
Atlanta sucks.
Was that Rodgers still kind of trusts him, and he will look his way whenever Devontae is like double covered.
Yeah.
Because there were several times Randall Cobb wide open, and Aaron Rodgers acted like the guy didn't even exist. So don't get your hopes up on that. That's pretty much it from that fantasy thing. Valdez-Scantling and Equanimous St. Brown. Equanimous St. Brown started out the game 2 catches for 12 yards. Didn't get a catch the rest of the day. So don't bank your playoff hopes on those guys. Now moving over to the Falcons, Matt Ryan actually had a pretty decent day statistically. 262 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have the 1 interception, but they got a running game now, and Ito Smith out-carried Tevin Coleman. He out-touched him. 14 to 12. How does that make you feel? 14 to 11. Okay. Neither one of these guys are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlanta's, I don't know. They're just trying to not suck too bad.
Julio Jones, though.
2 touchdowns.
He got 2. So there you go.
He's good.
Have yourself a day, Julio.
He's good. 8 for 106 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Austin Hooper, 4 for 37. Not a bad day for a tight end. You kind of like to have more. Calvin Ridley dudded your day. Mohamed Sanu, 6 for 54. Okay. But nothing really to write home about for the rest of these guys.
That it? You
That's
want to talk about Justin Hardy's touchdown?
No, I don't care about that.
What?
I don't. I just don't
Okay.
care. I'm sorry.
No. Calvin Ridley did probably screw up a lot of people's games. I know I played a few people that played Calvin Ridley and didn't do much.
Mm.
All right, next game. If my internet wants to work, I'll do it off the cuff here.
Yeah, what's going on with this game here, dude?
Yeah, the internet just took a boop.
I don't have time for this.
All right, well, we got Ravens. We got Chiefs. That Chief defense ain't good.
No,
They can't stop nobody.
No, they're not very good.
No. Patrick Mahomes, though, he good. He didn't play great. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Only 377 yards. And throwing no-look passes now.
So I kept seeing that.
Which one's better, the no-look pass or the left-handed pass?
That no look was sweet, dude, because it didn't even look like his arm was moving in that direction. It was pretty sweet. Yeah.
No-look pass.
That was probably the coolest, 12-yard gain I've ever seen in my life.
So Damian Williams gets 2 touchdowns. He gets a rushing and a receiving touchdown.
Good for you, bud.
Are you going out to add Damian Williams or anything?
No, I'm not. It was just...
The thing I'm worried about is that Tyreek Hill was banged up this whole game. He went to the sidelines twice for 2 different things, his wrist and his heel.
Yeah, it was not a good day. I mean, he still had a decent game statistically.
Yeah.
8 for 139. No touchdowns, but you'll take that.
Oh, yeah. And then Travis Kelce is a Greek god out there. I don't know why they don't go to Kelce more. 7 for 70. 7 for 77 and a touchdown.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No. But, I mean, he was – whenever Patrick Mahomes wanted to go his way, he just threw it up there and Travis Kelce just came down with it.
I think the defenses can actually key in on him now that they're starting to whittle down their options. I mean, Spencer Ware is okay, but he's not a huge threat. So really it's just Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce out there now. I mean, there's no Kareem Hunt. There's no Sammy Watkins. Chris Conley is not going to scare you. You know, none of these guys are going to have great breakout games. So I can see why Kelce only got 77 passing yards or receiving yards, which is still great for a time.
Great. Lamar Jackson, speaking of running quarterbacks, he threw for 2 touchdowns, 147 yards. He ran for 71 yards on 13 carries.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson going to be on your QB1 range next week?
I don't know, man, because he's not a great quarterback.
No, he's
At
not.
all.
He did have a fumble,
And he did
cost him the game.
get hurt
Yeah.
at the end of the game.
RG3 came in for the last play. So, yeah, if he's healthy.
See, that's the thing with Lamar Jackson, though, is that he runs so much. He opens himself up to those hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I just... 71 yards
when
is
he got
great.
hurt, I think it was on a sack. It wasn't even on a normal run. So.
This time.
They played the Buccaneers, too. So
Drew Brees didn't look great against the Buccaneers?
Drew Brees don't play good outside, though. Yeah. We know this. And Drew Brees ain't running for no 71 yards. He ran for a touchdown. Whatever. We'll get to that.
Sensitive.
Gus Edwards, 67 yards. Kenneth Dixon, though, 8 for 59 and a touchdown.
This is the guy.
And 1 catch for 21 yards.
This is the guy.
Kenneth Dixon, you think he's going to take over this role?
I think this is the guy. This is the guy they've wanted it to be for 3 years.
Yeah.
He's been hurt, suspended, whatever.
And they kept him on the team.
They keep giving him chances, and there's a reason. That's because they see something in Kenny Dix, and he started to show a little bit of it today. 8 for 59 and a touchdown. That's pretty dang good.
It is. What about John Brown had a touchdown? Nobody cares, right? He had 6 targets, but nobody cares about John Brown.
I don't care.
Crabtree had 4 targets, 3 catches, 31 yards. But Willie Snead, 5 catches, 61 yards, and he had a costly drop in the game. Would you be willing to add Willie Snead to the bottom of your bench against Tampa Bay next week, whose corners are bad?
No, thank you.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Yeah, just didn't do it for me.
All right. We'll get into more of that later. But, yeah, there's really not much to say about this game. It was a great game, though, to watch. Went to overtime. Some missed field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison butt kicker. Butt kicker, baby.
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah.
Missed a couple, but he made it when it counted.
No. I think if we would have saw if Spencer Ware would have got one of those Damian Williams touchdowns, we'd be having a whole different conversation about Spencer Ware this week.
Yep.
We'd be talking with him in the same range as Lamar Miller.
Well, we didn't expect him to have a great game, and he still had a pretty decent game in PPR. It wasn't bad. I think he had about 16,
that's what I'm saying.
17
If he gets
points.
one of those touchdowns,
Yeah.
we're talking about him as fringe RB1
Yeah.
your RB2 set it, forget it guys.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a much better week next week. Baltimore's not a bad defense.
No, they're a very, very good defense.
Yeah, let's not get that twisted. So I'm not.
Kansas City almost didn't score in the second half.
Exactly.
It was the final 2 minutes of the second half. They had a score to tie the game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Spencer Ware. He did have that shoulder injury. He came back though, so just keep an eye on that throughout the week. And then they did not use him on the overtime drive at all.
No.
So I got to figure out. We got to look into that and see.
He's not the passing down back. He's a lot like, remember Kareem Hunt last year where they would have Charkandrick West in there for all these third down plays and all that stuff? They're using Damian Williams in those passing down roles.
Okay, we'll see. He still caught a couple passes too.
He did. He got 5 passes, 54 yards. So it was really good. But they're not your guaranteed throwing plays.
All right. Now we can talk about
the miracle
in Miami.
Ooh.
The Dolphins beat the Patriots 34-33 on a last-second 60-yard hook and ladder play. It was incredible. So they threw it to Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills lateraled it to Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker hit Kenyon Drake, and he housed it.
Well, Kenyon Drake was trying to throw somebody, but there was nobody to throw it to, and he said, I'll just run.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm really fast, and there's no way Gronk's going to beat me on this angle. And Gronk just kind of fell.
Yeah, I think he might tweak something.
He really is
He was back there because I thought it was going to be a Hail Mary play to go up and get the ball. But it wasn't. And he had to try to play defense.
Yeah, which obviously is not his strong suit. Excuse me, sorry. Ryan Tannehill had a decent game. 3 touchdowns, 265 yards. He had a 13 on the ground, too. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Still not going to start him.
No. Tom Brady, though, is he back?
We'll get to that in a moment.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Brandon Bolden, though. He's like,
Revenge game.
This is my old team.
Revenge.
So Kenyon Drake, who is the most talented player on this entire team, gets 6 carries.
Yes.
Brandon Bolden, who's their third string running back, gets 2 carries for 60 yards, and he broke one. But why was he even in the game?
Do you think it was because it was his former team and they were trying to get that revenge narrative? Like, honestly,
I don't know.
Because, okay, his first touchdown run was a long 54-yard run that he just broke.
Yeah, and then the next one's a 6-yarder.
It was a goal line carry that they gave to him.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Just to kind of put it in the,
Maybe they saw his determination and preparation for this week, and they were like, this guy's going to really run. And, okay, whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be one, like, legitimately, it could be one of those things. They say Adam Gase is a player's coach. He does stuff his players like. So maybe that's why it happened. Wait,
people actually like Adam Gase?
His players do.
Not Kenyon Drake. Guaranteed.
Not Dave. I know Parker doesn't like him.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of people that probably don't like him. But anyway,
Frank Gore had over... used to always talk good about him.
Yeah. Frank Gore had over 100 yards of offense, 92 rushing.
Yeah, are you worried about this Patriots defense?
Yeah, they're suspect.
Okay.
They're super suspect. I'm surprised
they looked good for a little bit, but that's because Brock was back.
They might get indicted.
Brock was back out there because Tannehill got hurt on an illegal late hit.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, they were nervous.
Okay, yeah. We'll get the Patriots out of the ball. Get some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not worried about these Kenny Stills big game. I think that was cool, but you weren't starting Kenny Stills. If you started Kenyon Drake, you were happy, especially only because of that last minute.
Yeah. Touchdown. Oh, it saved me.
Did you start him?
In the Dynasty League.
Oh.
I didn't need him once Amari started playing, but up until that point, I needed it.
Yeah, you needed it, and he came through for you just because of that last play. Had not, it kind of would have busted your day if you started Kenyon Drake. Now we'll move over to the New England side. 358 yards for Thomas Brady.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He even added 3 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Keeping him over 1,000.
Dolphins defense is beat up pretty bad, though, so I wonder if that had a little bit more to do with it. Missing a lot of plays. But they did some weird stuff in this game. Like, at the second half, Brady took a sack instead of throwing the ball away, so they couldn't even get a field goal right before halftime. Gostkowski missed an extra point and a field goal. And Gurley's a man.
He just destroyed 2 dudes on that play.
Yeah.
Just look at him. He's like, oh.
One of them still laying on the ground because he's like, I'm hurt.
Yeah, because
it's called my pride.
Oh my gosh, Todd Gurley is a straight up man. Sony Michel, 20 carries, 57 yards. Are you starting to worry about Sony Michel?
In this, because we thought this was a great matchup for him.
It's been 2 kind of busted games in a row.
Yeah, sort of. And then I worry about the goal line stuff. Their goal
Devlin.
line packages are just weird. James Devlin, yes, gets another touchdown. And then they use Cordell Patterson now on the goal line still, too.
Yeah, dude, this is just.
I mean, it's great for probably real football, but for fantasy-wise, like, I have no idea. Like, do I want to start Sonny Michel? No.
Yeah. Well, luckily our pass catchers came through for us. Edelman, Gronk, and even Josh Gordon had a pretty decent day, 5 for 96. No touchdown, but if he would have got a touchdown, that would have added some
Is
cherries.
Gronk back? Are you all on board with starting Gronk the rest of the fantasy playoffs?
Yeah. I think you tell me who's better outside of Kelsey, Ertz, and
Kittle?
Ebron and Kittle. Who's better? So Gronk's 5 right now.
You can even make a thing for Jared Cook.
Okay.
Throughout the year, Jared Cook's been better than Gronk.
Okay, so Gronk's 6 then.
Yeah, I mean the ceiling for Gronk I think is higher, but we've seen some pretty bad stuff. And if he hurt himself trying to make that play on Kenyon Drake, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities that Gronk's hurt himself on a fluke play. He hurt himself on blocking for a field goal.
Yeah,
That's
but I
the
mean,
point.
he gives you these types of games, and that's why you drafted him as high as you did. You overpaid, of course, but
Do you think they put Gronk back there in the situation again this year?
probably not.
Why don't they put Josh Gordon? More
Maybe he
athletic.
was back there. I don't know. I didn't see.
I didn't see everybody's back there, but usually you only put one back there because I know Minnesota used to do Randy Moss.
Oh, Randall Moss, very good, very talented.
Anything else you want to add?
No, this game was it was okay. It was about what I thought. Kenyon Drake was the only guy I said to start for Miami, and that paid off.
You know, well, sort of. I mean, there was a lot of guys you could start from Miami.
Crush that. We talked about Sonny Michel being the guy. He did get the opportunities. He just didn't really deliver.
Yeah, I have to look at where his carries exactly were, but I don't think they're giving a lot of goal line carries.
No.
And if all he's going to be is if he's not going to be used in the passing game and you're not getting goal line carries, it really handcuffs your upside.
Handcuffs.
All right, let's move on to New Orleans at Tampa.
Oh, this
Tampa Bay was up 14-3 going into halftime. Then they decided not to play offense anymore.
They decided not to do anything. They just kind of.
Yeah.
Well, the defense played all right.
Well, the first half. The second half, then they gave up 25 points.
They were tired.
Yeah, okay. Something like that. So Jameis Winston, right? We have 2 touchdowns and interception, 213 yards. Not a bad day for Jameis. He's actually looked pretty good against this Saints defense, who's been making a lot of quarterbacks look pretty dumb.
And 47 yards rushing is not bad.
No. Yeah, that helps you out a lot. Peyton Barber got hurt in this game. I don't think he came back.
He did. He did
come back in the second half?
He did come back,
Okay.
yeah.
So 14 carries, 42 yards. You're not starting Peyton Barber. You don't want Peyton Barber. If it's between Peyton Barber and Sony Michel, obviously it does Sony Michel. Mike Evans, 4 for 86. Adam Humphries, 4 for 42. Jaquiz Rogers, 4 for 38. Goodwin, nothing. Cayman Brate, though. 2 for 12 and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, that saved you, didn't it?
If you're going to catch 2, if they're for touchdowns, it's all good in the end.
Oh, yeah, that really saved you.
I mean,
That would have been a bust of a day had that not
but do you
happened.
think this is what Cameron Brate's going to be? They get in the goal line area, they're just going to focus on him?
Yeah, I think this is what his role is going to be with Jameis at quarterback and without O.J. Howard.
Because they were plays that they drew up for him. Because they were both right over the middle to Cameron Brate, first read.
Yep.
So,
And Jameis can only do about 2 reads.
yeah, because he's blind.
Yes. So if you're not there, he's not going to throw it to you.
So, Drew Brees looked terrible in the first half.
Miserable.
Miserable. But then he came along in the second half. He ends up with 201 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and a rushing touchdown.
So he's had 4 this year, and that's the most he's ever had in one season. And this is like his 18th season or something crazy. Like
He's been in the league for a while. He came out the same draft as LaDainian Tomlinson, just to put that in perspective for you.
Yep. LT's already in the Hall of Fame.
Those were the Chargers' first 2 picks that year. LT and
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Well, Drew Brees has been. Yeah, LT's already in the Hall of Fame. So think about that.
So he's been in the league for a little bit. So the rush touchdown really saves your day a lot. Are we worried about Drew Brees on the road? Obviously, home you're not worried at all about him, but on the road, are we? It was a rainy, nasty game, but it's still Drew Brees. You're thinking, you got Mark Ingram, you got Alvin Kamara, you got Michael Thomas.
So I have been worried, and I'm actually going to pull up Drew Brees' stats because, so over the past 3 games, he's only cracked 200 yards once.
Yeah.
And that was today.
Mm-hmm.
So Atlanta, very beatable defense. He had the 4 touchdowns, so you were excited.
That was at home too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was at home
Yeah.
because that was on Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
And he only threw for 171 yards. He had the 4 touchdowns, so you're like, oh, great, the touchdown saved him. This is a guy who puts up yards year after year after year, and that's what you draft Drew Brees for.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 games, though, has been very disappointing. Now, 2 of them have been away games. Dallas, obviously, we know what happened. The Saints got worked.
Mm-hmm.
But then at Tampa today, just not a very impressive showing. He did great at home against Philly. He had some good games before that, but Drew Brees, man, I mean, I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I'm starting in a league that I may or may not be able to play you after this week, but if Todd Gurley doesn't start doing anything, I'm probably not going to play you next week, and I don't have to worry about Drew Brees because I'm not in the championship playing in the playoffs anymore. So
Oh, in our Yahoo league?
Yeah.
Yeah, saw that.
Yeah. So,
Which I won't be sad if I don't have to play you.
I know. You really don't want to play me. Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara. Running back wise, or running wise, they split 13-12, 52, 51 yards. Mark Ingram got the touchdown. Alvin Kamara got the passing down work, 5 catches for 36 yards. Is this what we're going to see the rest of the year?
We'll continue to see the split. The problem is that if the passing game isn't working, the running game is not going to work.
Yeah, but Mark Ingram did get the goal line carry.
He did.
Gave him that touchdown. As an Alvin Kamara owner, are you worried?
Oh, yeah. I'm very concerned. I think Mark Ingram coming back has kind of muddied that up a little bit.
Yeah, because before we were seeing 20 to 30 touches a game.
For
It was
Kamara.
for Kamara.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Like, I mean, when you add his passing numbers in there too. Michael Thomas, 11 for 98 PPR. You're not upset about that. You would love to see a touchdown, but 11 for 98. Come on.
Which is good because he's busted your team like the past 3 weeks. So
Mm-hmm.
that was good.
And then other than that, pass catcher wise, Ben Watson, do you care? No? Okay, cool.
I don't care at all.
Yeah. It was a weird game.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
All right.
What about a lot of bit?
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
Pat currently is losing his matchup
Yes and no.
by 10.
Yeah. And I'm in a dogfight where I have to score 150 points to win. In the same league. I got to score 144 points to win. And he can win with 113.
Yes.
Yeah.
I put up 144 points.
I know you did.
I'm not playing anyone, but
You're playing me next week.
yeah, super excited about that. But my defense hasn't played yet, so I got
Yeah.
a chance. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that this was a game that had the potential to be a lot better, but it was raining outside. The Saints were practicing with a wet ball all week, so
Yeah, practicing wet balls.
yeah, they don't care. They just wanted to win, and that was very apparent by the way that they played.
If your balls aren't wet when you're practicing, you ain't practicing hard enough.
All right, so now we'll move on to Colts and Texans. I will say this. It wasn't a super entertaining game, but T.Y. Hilton, what a straight boss. This man had 9 catches for 199 yards. Did need a touchdown today. That's just a fine day right there.
Were you worried about this offense at halftime?
Oh, yeah.
Or at least after the first quarter? After the first quarter, where they weren't doing anything.
Big time. Super worried. But Andrew Luck, 399 yards. We figured he would throw 3 touchdowns. He threw 2. That's okay. We'll take that.
A lot of touchdown streaks got broken up.
Yeah,
His 3 touchdown one obviously got broken up last week, but he didn't
Yeah.
do it again. And Phillip Rivers didn't throw 2 touchdowns.
Now, he did throw a touchdown to a tight end again, so we got that going.
Yeah, did you see that one?
Where Eric Ebron?
Yeah, where he caught it and nobody touched him. He just rolled into the end zone.
Yeah, I saw, yeah. I was just like, really? This is how we're doing this?
Still counts the same.
Yeah,
right?
it does. It does. Marlon Mack had a rushing touchdown. Good for
I
you,
wonder if
bud.
Juju looks at that and like, really, that's what it takes? Like, I had to do some acrobatics to get both my toes down there and probably hyperextended my big toe.
Yeah, and you lost.
Yeah.
At least the Colts won.
Whew.
Whew. Yeah, Colts won, so the Texans' winning streak is snapped. Deshaun Watson was mediocre on the day. This offense, it kind of struggles without having Will Fuller in it. He stretches the field, and he really does make a difference on this team. Whenever Ryan Griffin is your leading receiver, it's a problem. Especially because the Texans don't really use tight
Was
ends.
Deshaun Watson their leading rusher?
Deshaun Watson was their leading rusher, yes. 35 yards.
That's not good.
Not good. Alfred Blue, 6 carries for
My
21
boy.
yards. Lamar Miller, 33 yards on 14 carries and 1 touchdown. They did not look good today on offense, man. I mean, we can look at these numbers. We'll see Demaryius Thomas, 4 for 48. He actually had more yards than DeAndre Hopkins, 4 for 36 at a touchdown, but you're expecting more out of Nuke, man.
Mm-hmm.
You really are.
He got that touchdown, and that saved, like, if it wasn't for that touchdown, he destroyed your day.
Yeah, not good, man. So I'm kind of worried about this. I have obviously a lot of Deshaun Watson stock, and he saved the game a little bit. He had about 18 yards and 18 points in 4-point passing leagues, but I wanted more. And I think everyone expected more out of this game, but we'll see what happens going forward.
Zach Pascal's back with a touchdown, baby.
Is he?
5 for 68 and a touchdown.
Is he?
I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
No. Marlon Mack got the touchdown.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Yes.
Yeah.
Colts side ball was kind of weird.
Do you have Giants Redskins?
Oh, I do.
Is that your next game?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Let's do it.
Giants, Redskins. So I think the first thing we need to say is hopefully you're watching your updates because Odell Beckham was ruled out on Saturday. And I know as soon as this came up, I was like, well, how are the Giants going to move the dang ball now? Odell can't throw touchdowns if he's on the bench.
Well, Saquon is still there.
Saquon's there. Yeah. They can get defensive touchdowns. Got a couple of them little guys.
Yeah, whenever Sanchez is starting, you expect.
Do you? I don't even think you expect that much.
You expect him to throw a touchdown or an interception.
Yeah, but yeah, Saquon looked amazing. I don't even have to talk about Saquon's numbers because they're ridiculous every week. He's got catching, he's got running. It doesn't matter.
So crazy, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and we talk about how bad this offensive line is, and Saquon just goes crazy behind this offensive line.
Oh, it's so crazy.
14 carries, 170 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
From 14 carries.
Yeah.
That's bananas, dude.
Almost Derrick Henry numbers.
Almost, yeah.
Oh, man.
Should have got the touchdowns, Barkley.
My computer's acting stupid as heck. All right, I can't pull anything else up. Sanchez got benched for Josh Johnson, who came in and looked good, but the Giants got so bad they just put Eli on the bench.
Well, they didn't
so
get
much.
bad. They got up by so
They
much.
were up by so much that they just didn't care anymore.
They let Kyle Oletta get in there, who some people think is the future. Guess what? He's not. 0 for 5 and an interception.
Thank God you can pull this stuff up. Evan Ingram had a few catches, finally back healthy, right?
3 for 77, and
Yeah.
this is a byproduct of Odell not being in the game.
Yeah.
So don't expect Evan Ingram to do this for you next week if Odell plays.
This computer's acting stupid.
Then you had Sterling Shepard got a touchdown, but really 2 for 17, not great. Josh Johnson, though, I think he's going to be the starter going forward. 11 for
I think he's going to be the starter, but do you think this was the Giants were up playing prevent defense, playing soft coverages, letting the underneath stuff go because you're not going to beat us by throwing 5-yard slant routes? You're
Yeah,
gonna beat us with
I think
home
that
run
was
balls.
definitely part of it. But he had a big play to Jamison Crowder. It was a little slant route, and then Jamison Crowder just housed it. 87 yards and a touchdown. Josh Jackson had 84 yards. Not a bad game for him.
Yeah. Sterling Shepard had a touchdown. I think we expected a lot more from Sterling Shepard.
We did.
Well, only 2 for 17 and a touchdown.
It's only because Odell was out.
I think that's a Shepard. There's 2 Shepards here. Both
No,
had a
there's Russell
touchdown.
Shepard who got the touchdown,
They both had a touchdown.
and Sterling Shepard had 2 for 17. Russell had 1 for 11.
There you go.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Jamison Crowder had a really long touchdown run. Do you care?
We just talked. I just said that.
No, but you said you cared?
No, I don't care.
Okay, exactly.
I don't care.
Adrian Peterson poo-pooed the bed.
16 yards.
Yeah, Chris Thompson in a game where they're getting blown out does nothing. Yeah, the Redskins are done. I mean,
Dead.
yeah, they done. They done.
They're dead.
They done. Yeah. But other than this, really, I don't know what it changes. None of this changes my fantasy outlook on any of these players. There's nobody in the Redskins I want to start. The Giants, I want to start Saquon. Maybe Evan Ingram if you're really hurt up for tight end. But like you said, that was Odell was out. So with Odell back, obviously he's going to change a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And Eli Manning, haha, you funny.
Yeah, come on, don't get silly.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Yeah, not a great pleasant
It was
game.
over at halftime. It was defensive touchdowns.
Yep. So
Do you
now
think the defense is that good or Sanchez is that bad?
no, Sanchez is just bad.
Okay.
Sanchez is bad. Broncos 49ers. 49ers beat my Denver Broncos 20-14.
behind one man.
Yeah, it was all George Kittle. George Kittle did everything, and he did it all in the first half.
Yep.
Didn't do anything in the second half.
Didn't need to.
Didn't need to. Took it off. Which is funny because he was actually like 4 yards away from breaking the most yards in a game by tight end.
Yeah.
And
well, maybe Denver probably said, "Hey, he's good," because his 85-yard touchdown run, there wasn't nobody within 20 yards of him.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing. So they just kind of looked lost without having Emmanuel Sanders there. Philip Lindsay even had a subpar game. He wasn't really finding the holes there. He did have a touchdown which saved it for you, but no one on this team. Deshaun Hamilton, 7 for 47 and a touchdown. He's the new Emmanuel Sanders. He's lining up in the slot. That's his deal now. Do you guys think that, or do you think, I should say, not you guys, it's just a two-man show right now. Do you think that this production continues for him?
No, this is a really bad 49ers defense. I don't know off the top of my head who they play next week, and I'm not going to tempt my computer with trying to do this stuff because it's acting really crazy right now. But, yeah, he's not somebody I'd want to go after.
Okay.
I'm really staying away from the Broncos other than maybe Philip Lindsay, who you're probably getting ready to get into.
No, we already talked about that. He had a touchdown. That's what really saved his day. Outside of that, he kind of would have crapped your team, to be honest. The whole Broncos offense, not great. There's no one I'm really interested in there. Now, on the other side of the ball, Nick Mullins. 332 yards, 2 touchdowns on this Broncos defense. Now,
no Chris Harris, right?
No Chris Harris. He was hurt, but still a pretty impressive showing.
Yeah, but when your tight end goes for like 210
and a touchdown,
you only had to come up with 160 more yards from the rest of the team.
Yeah,
kind of inflates. I mean, yet a bunch of big plays from your tight end really changes everything.
Yes.
Like I expect George Kittle to be a great tight end to start from now on, but I don't expect those kind of numbers.
Well, Jeff Wilson Jr. had 90 yards. He also added a catch for 6 yards. Do you like Jeff Wilson Jr.? Or do you think next week, whenever Breida comes back, Jeff Wilson will be relegated?
I think it's still going to be Breida as long as he's healthy. But the thing with Breida is he'd go out there and get 2 snaps and then be hurt again.
Yes.
He's been making that all year.
Dante Pettis, touchdown.
Yeah, Dante Pettis had a touchdown, a goal line touchdown that I thought was going to go to Kittle and really screw my fantasy day up even more.
Did it? It prevented you from hitting 200?
No, I'm talking about in ESPN where I'm playing Kittle.
Oh, you're playing against him, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason I can score like 148 to move on.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Because I played Amari Cooper and George flipping Kittle.
That didn't help. But you played Golden Tate, too. So
yeah.
Think about it that way.
All right, yeah. No, I don't. I don't see Nick Mullins being a thing.
Me neither. All right, so
I think the Broncos just caught with their pants down a little bit. Maybe a little too cocky, a little overlooking a team maybe.
You don't want to get caught with your pants down. I know this.
There are certain situations getting caught with pants down is the right place to be.
No. I know of none. Anyway, getting caught? No. Bengals, Chargers. What do you got for us, Brad?
Bengals, Chargers. We'll start on the Bengals side. Jeff Driscoll, whatever. You're not starting Jeff Driscoll. Not worried. Don't care. Yeah, he's Jeff Driscoll. Joe Mixon, though, 26 carries, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Also 5 catches for 27 yards. This is the game we've been wanting from Joe Mixon for like the last couple weeks, and we finally got it.
Because he's the offense now.
He is the offense, but we saw a lot of Giovanni Bernard the past couple weeks. We saw some weird things going on. I think if they keep giving Joe Mixon the ball, we can see these kind of numbers.
They don't have a choice.
The Chargers' run defense isn't great. But, yeah, he is the offense there. Tyler Boyd only had 3 for 52. Really hurts your Tyler Boyd production. I mean, we've been expecting hopefully like 8 to 10 targets from Boyd, and he's just not getting. Well, he didn't get them this week. Hopefully, this is just an aberration, and maybe going on forward, he'll get more. Do you worry about Tyler Boyd? Are you thinking about benching Tyler Boyd if you have him?
Yeah. So this is funny because Mr. Roto, Matthew Berry, pointed out this morning that Tyler Boyd's production is actually 15% worse without
AJ Green.
Without AJ Green,
because he gets the number 1 coverage.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Which is the thing I said about Tyler Boyd as soon as AJ Green went down. That's why I wanted to get away from him.
Okay, excuse me. I'm not trying to not give you credit.
I was just Mr. Roto.
I was
you
referencing
Mr. Roto.
I was referencing the percentage that he threw
Mr.
out.
Roto's podcast. Okay, go call in.
Oh, if he would let me.
Be
Oh
his
my gosh.
be his fan of the day. Send one of those fancy
if
stories
he
out there.
would
And be
let
the fan of the
me,
day.
if he would let me be on his podcast, I would leave you in a heartbeat.
Be the ZipRecruiter fan of the week or whatever.
I would
put
leave
your
you,
little things in.
leave you in a heartbeat for
Yeah,
sure.
you cheater. All right.
We're in the dust.
Phillip Rivers, like I said earlier, his streak of multiple touchdown games ends at 12. He only threw one touchdown. It was very late in the game. This game started off super hot for the Chargers. They went down the field really fast. Keenan Allen touchdown. Went down the field the next drive. Austin Eckler touchdown run.
Whew.
And then they proceeded not to score again until until the Bagley long field goal at the end of the first half. I don't know what's going on here with the Chargers. Their offense can look so good, and then they go in these like slow, methodical, like blah, no, can't sustain a drive, and it really worries me because they have the Chiefs on Thursday night.
Chiefs are struggling a little bit, and I do
Good,
think
you need to sustain drives.
Melvin Gordon will be back next week.
I don't know about that. It's a short week. If it was a Sunday game, I could say yes. He's probably gonna be back. The reports are that he could be back. I could say he could be back any day.
So look, okay, as a guy who owns Melvin Gordon in a lot of leagues,
you're hoping and praying.
No, I've done so much research into this topic. Okay, I've seen videos of him cutting and running and doing all the drills at practice. He's just not wearing pads. He's gonna play. He's gonna play.
Do you worry about him re-injury if he comes back a week earlier than he should?
I can't afford to worry about that. It's playoffs, dude.
Playoffs?
It's playoffs.
Playoffs. All right, Justin Jackson kind of... I said he was a better running back there, but I didn't think he'd get the work. And guess what? He did not get the work. Austin Eckler, 15 for 66, actually looked decent on the ground. They both had 2 catches. Austin Eckler had 5 more yards with his catches. Keenan Allen, 5 for 78, touchdown at the very beginning of the game. After that, it was... That's what I hate about Keenan Allen. He starts off so hot that his numbers just sit there.
Well, Phillip
12 points. 12 points.
Phillip was just chilling today.
Yeah.
He showed what he could do because he started out like 7 for 7, and then he's like, okay, this defense.
And then as soon as the announcer says, hasn't thrown an incompletion yet, throws an incompletion. Same thing happened in the Cleveland game. Baker hasn't thrown an incompletion. You know what happens? Baker didn't complete his next 4 passes.
Yeah,
Why don't you, when they show the stat on the screen, you don't have to say it, announcers. Like, I can see it. I can read.
You clearly buy into this whole luck situation.
What, jinxing people? Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Other than that from this game, though, there's no other pass catcher that I want to have.
What about the Williams brothers? You talked about them.
Mike Williams was 3 for 45. He had a couple touchdowns in the beginning of the game and then nothing after that. Tyrell Williams was 3 for 14, and one of those passes, I don't know how he caught it because he was going to block for Phillip Rivers, who he thought was going to run, and Rivers just whipped it at his head.
No, you got to get ready. If you're playing with Philippe,
yep,
got to get ready.
He's throwing a ball.
That's what he does. Okay, so we'll move on now to Steelers and Raiders.
Woo! Was this the most surprising game of the week?
Yeah, I was very surprised.
Is this more surprising than the Ravens-Chiefs game?
No, because the Chiefs won that game. And this is more surprising than the Broncos losing to the Niners. The Steelers are supposed to be this juggernaut team dominating their division, and they didn't win against a single AFC West team. Ben Roethlisberger had 282 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did leave the game for a little bit at one point. He did only have 4 incompletions. Josh Dobbs came in there, threw the ball 9 times, 4 an interception. No touchdowns, but that kind of hurt him, to be honest with you. Jalen Samuels didn't do a lot. If it wasn't for the passing game, he would have really crapped your team. Stephen Ridley, 5 for 4. He had the touchdown, which was good.
Vultured it.
But the running game really suffered without James Conner. And now I read a report earlier saying that he might miss multiple weeks.
So if James Conner misses another week, do you keep starting one of these guys? Jalen Samuels? Are you still okay starting Jalen Samuels going forward?
I'm still okay because I did see him get the work.
Yeah, even if you have started him at running back. Obviously, if you can start him at tight end, you're probably still rolling that out there.
I don't think a lot of people have a choice.
But, hey, Jalen Samuels over George Kittle was not a good play this week.
No, it wasn't a good play this week. No one saw him doing that.
I know.
If you saw that and you show me where you wrote it down somewhere, and I'll give you $5.
If you call that, go buy your lotto ticket, pick your own numbers. You got this.
Because you're crushing it.
Yes.
Juju, though, he had himself a day.
crashing to the sun. Now I'm dead.
Like a boss.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's amazing. 8 for 132 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, quiet day though. 5 for 35.
Yeah, Big Ben was out for most of the second half. Came back in the fourth quarter to lead the drive where they did score a touchdown to put them up.
The Vance dance happened a little bit. 4 for 37. Not really that impressive, but Mr. Derek Carr, 322 yards and 2 touchdowns. You want to start Derek Carr?
No.
No, no one ever.
I don't want to. I mean, would you start him over Lamar Jackson? Yeah.
no.
See, yeah, I got you.
No, I wouldn't.
You'd think about it, though, didn't you?
I wouldn't. Doug Martin, though, he had a touchdown, thank goodness, because that's the only thing that saved his day. Jared Cook, really the only thing to write home about. 7 for 116.
Yeah, and they gave him, there was targets in the red zone for him to get possible touchdowns that didn't go his way, but they're still targeting him in the end zone.
Seth Roberts, 5 for 76. Jordy Nelson,
2
6 for
tight ends
48.
did catch touchdown passes, just was not Jared Cook.
Yeah, it was just like Jared, we just need you to do all the other stuff, but don't worry about this part, okay? Okay, bud?
Okay.
And he was like, all right, cool. We're getting the W. Who cares?
He did have a bad drop, hit him right in the hands.
It's fine. That's the best place to throw a ball.
Yep.
Actually, it's the worst place. All right, so you got Eagles and them boys.
So if I told you that Ezekiel Elliott's going to have you 30 fantasy points and Amari's going to give you 49 fantasy points, Cowboys ran away with this game, right?
I would expect that, yes.
That's not what happened here. It was 23 to 29. So I read a thing that Amari Cooper is the first player in NFL history to catch 3 go-ahead touchdown catches in the fourth quarter overtime in the history of the NFL.
In one season?
In one game. He did them all in this game. He caught one, they win the lead.
He caught all of them in the fourth quarter or overtime?
Yeah, his 3 touchdowns. Well, he got 4 touchdowns.
No, he only got 3.
He had 3. Yeah, they were in the fourth quarter in overtime.
What?
He had 2 in the fourth quarter and 1
I saw
overtime.
I saw the last one in the fourth quarter, and I saw the one in
Yeah.
overtime. I didn't see the other one
Yeah.
because I was watching my Broncos.
You had the long one he got? Yeah.
Oh, man. Good for you, Amari.
First play in NFL history. But Zeke gave you 31 points without a touchdown. I mean, he had 40 touches in this game. 28 rushes, and 12 receiving.
So it's Zeke, Amari Cooper, and everyone else.
And everyone else.
Oh, no.
This game's getting ridiculous. All right, but yeah. Amari Cooper, 10 for 217 and 3 touchdowns. Obviously, Dak had his first 400-yard passing game ever, and he only threw 3 touchdowns, had 2 interceptions, and I think a fumble in there too somewhere. Would you be willing to start Dak going forward?
I'd start him over Carson Wentz. I'd start him over Drew Brees.
Oh, okay. Drew Brees at home?
No.
Okay.
Come on.
I want to see how crazy we get here. But yeah, Zeke, I didn't realize, I was like, give Zeke the ball more. And then I looked at the numbers afterwards, they gave him the ball 40 times. I guess you really can't.
Yeah.
And he did get called for a helmet to helmet.
Yeah, where he trucked that dude.
But, I mean, come on. He was going low. He had his head at his feet, and the guy hit him. What do you expect? I don't know.
Zeke shouldn't have done that.
No. All right, and then on the Eagles side of the ball, Carson Wentz had 3 touchdowns, 228 yards. Dallas Goedert was 4 for 44 and a touchdown, but should have had an 80-yard touchdown pass. He got called for offensive pass interference for I don't know what it was. It was the worst play in history. But the refs were like, we're going to make this back. In the next 3 plays, they called penalties on Dallas just to get them down the field.
I don't know what is going on with Philly and their offense or their pass catchers. I wish I could give solid advice or analysis on this, but I have no clue why this happens the way that it does.
It's because it's a good offense, so you shouldn't understand it. Okay, whatever. That doesn't make no sense either.
Yep.
Josh Adams, 7 for 36.
Okay.
Jeffrey was 6 for 50. We talked about that. Dallas Goedert. Darren Sproles, 3 for 34 and a touchdown. Do you care about Darren Sproles?
I don't, except for the fact that he's hurting Golden Tate and now Zach Ertz.
And Adams, too, if you think about it, because Adams can catch the ball.
Yep.
All right. Nelson Aguilar had a long catch. Went out of bounds the 2-yard line. Whoop-de-doo.
It was a nice catch, though.
It was a great catch.
The way that he got his feet set, I saw that, and I was very impressed.
Yeah. Carson Wentz I don't think Carson Wentz – this isn't the same guy from last year.
No.
I don't think we expected that either. We kind of said he's going to have a little regression.
Well, their offensive coordinator left, and now he's the coach of the Vikings, and that he was clearly a big part of this offense.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you look – the efficiency numbers were so ridiculous last year. with the Eagles. But the thing that's killing the Eagles is that secondary is doo-doo.
What? Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah.
Well, they're all hurt. I think the Eagles have lost more starters on defense than any other team.
Well, they were even talking. They're like, they're playing sort of a zone, but Amari's one-on-one right now. And this is after he has 2 touchdowns and is destroyed.
Well, it's a good strategy. You got to see if it pays off for you.
Yeah, we'll just not cover this guy. See what happens.
And it's amazing to me that the Raiders had him and Khalil Mack, and they were like, no, just don't see it. Just don't see it. Okay.
Well, obviously, I mean, he wasn't doing anything there. Like, we've talked about Amari had games like this, 1 game like this a year. He's had 2 games like this already.
How do you not know what to do with a guy like this?
Well, it seems like all you do is just throw it in the ball.
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. Oh, yeah. All these drops.
All right. All right, let's get into Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Okay, so Leonard Fournette crapped your team.
Did he?
Hurt real bad.
I think we got to crap your team even more, but we'll get into that here in a second.
Yeah, 4 for 36, 14 for 36. Really hurt you. Didn't do a lot for you. Cody Kessler, 240 yards.
Nobody cares about Cody Kessler.
Okay, and D.D. Westbrook had himself a nice little game. 7 for 88, no touchdown, but no one started him. No one started any other starter.
Could you start D.D. going forward?
No.
He's been more the PPR guy. Okay.
Nope. So that was really the only person you started out of that game. Now on the Tennessee side of the ball, if you started Marcus Mariota, that sucks. But there's a reason that Marcus Mariota didn't need to do a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Derrick Henry, Mr. Heisman Trophy himself,
yeah, he did a Heisman pose,
had 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 of those carries, those 17 carries, one was a 54-yard run.
Yeah.
The other one was a 99-yard run with like 15 stiff arms.
He treated A.J. Bouye like when you play football with like the kindergarten kids.
Yeah, he even like went into the stands and stiff armed a couple of fans too, just because,
just
to be safe. What a night! And this is where stats get skewed though, and that's why you need to pay attention to stats and the actual what happens during the season. Because let's say you're already out of it, and you're sitting there saying, "Well, I don't care anymore. I'm already out of it." You're going to look at Derrick Henry and you're going to say, "Oh, well, he was the 21st running back overall." Slow down. All of his production came in this one game.
So if they give him more than 17 carries, they win the game. Tennessee.
Is that a fact?
It's their record with 17 carries. Derrick Henry this year
is 1-0.
Is very good. No, he's had more than.
Okay, I was like, is it 1-0? Because
granted, because most of those games are up, so they're just milking the clock anyway. But 17 carries is when they win the game.
Yeah. So you probably started Deion Lewis instead in PPR, and I think that's over.
Yeah, they even tried to give him a 4th down, like mercy touchdown, and he couldn't punch it in.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, bring the bus back in here. And Derrick Henry, wow. What a game. Good for you, Derrick Henry. That's pretty much... Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for that game. And we'll move on to the Sunday night pooper game. Todd Gurley owners. He may have won you fantasy championships last year. He ain't doing it this year.
At least not tonight.
Unless you had a bye. If you had a bye, thank God, right?
Because he hurt you.
Is this Bears run defense for real?
Yeah.
Or is this Sean McVay being a Jeff Fisher coach and only giving him 11 carries?
No, I think the run defense is
Jared Goff threw the ball 44 times.
I think the run defense is very, very real.
Jared Goff threw the ball 44 times.
He was under pressure a lot.
Didn't run the ball.
Yes.
44 times.
They were only down by 9.
4 interceptions, exactly.
They were only down by 9. They lost the game by 9.
Yes, and they missed a field goal.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Why are you yelling at me? I didn't do this to you.
No, I know. I'm very hyped up. You saw me when we just paused a second ago. I threw some stuff because my big money league, it's over.
It also caused Pat to lose in our work league. Okay. He doesn't care about Pat. Yeah, the whole Rams team really disappointing. The whole thing.
Yeah, all of that. Robert Woods, 7 for 61, so he's consistent with that. He'll get you 60 yards.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with this team.
Jared Goff got you negative 0.3.
Do you think this is an aberration, or could this be something going forward?
They didn't look great against Detroit. They didn't look great against Chicago. They lost against Chicago. I don't know what's going on, man. It seems like ever since that huge blow up in Kansas City, against Kansas City at home that they have struggled 2 games in a row since coming off the bye. Not great. And then they play Philly next. Maybe that'll be a get-right game for them, but the rest of their schedule does have some nice, favorable matchups. They've already won their division, but...
And let's not say the Bears looked good either. The Bears' offense did not look good either.
But they won.
Mr. Trubisky, 30 passes. Jesus. 110 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. And who did his 1 touchdown go to? Was it Allen Robinson? No. Taylor Gabriel? No. Tariq Cohen? No. Trey Burton? No. Jordan Howard? No. ESPN doesn't even put it up on the fantasy thing because he's an offensive lineman.
On that play, they had 5 offensive linemen and 4 defensive linemen.
Yep.
9 linemen on one play, and I think 3 of them were receiver eligible.
Yes.
Good for you guys.
Because the guy that caught it, there was a defensive tackle or end right behind him that was trying to go for the ball too.
They're so happy to be up there, dude.
Oh my
I'm happy for them. Hurt your team, but, this whole Bears offense disappointed. Jordan Howard, 100-yard game. Because we all started him, right?
Yeah.
We all started him because
We
we
all
were
knew. So whose game is going to be? It'll be Jordan Howard, right? Because there's nobody up the middle on the Rams that you're not going to.
Yeah, you're not gonna worry about that.
You're not going to worry about Aaron Donald and Dominican Sue right in the middle where Jordan Howard likes to shove the ball up for 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
He hadn't done crap all year, so it obviously makes a lot of sense that he would have 100 yards this game, and Tariq Cohen would not.
Was this the worst Sunday night game of the year?
It was a defensive game. It was the worst for fantasy, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing fantasy relevant. Greg Zuerlein missed a field goal, a chip shot field goal.
Cody Parkey missed a field goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The defenses were good. I guess the defenses were good. If you start the defense, you got a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, you feel great about that. I mean, Jared Goff, 4 interceptions, Mitchell Trubisky, 3. So, there's that.
There is that.
If you started either one of these quarterbacks, though, if you started Allen
you know
Robinson.
everybody started the Rams, guys.
What?
You know everybody started the Rams, guys.
Yeah.
Huh.
Everyone. There was no, you look at the Rams team and you're like, I'm starting them all. Because it makes sense.
So, the thing is with Todd Gurley, so many people won so many leagues last year with him this year. I know this week, Twitter, or right now probably is blowing up with all these people that have lost it because of Todd Gurley. 8 points from Todd Gurley
So I do think it's funny,
in
like
PPR.
I actually tweeted about this earlier, that people are getting upset that these guys are getting hurt or having bad games. Like, they're the ones that got you there. First of all.
They are.
First of all, and then second of all,
But
they're friggin' human beings.
the word fan is short for fanatic, which doesn't mean that we are thinking. We are literally doing a show where we're talking about people's numbers.
Yeah. No, I get it.
We badmouthed Duke Johnson. His grandma just died.
I didn't badmouth him.
Okay.
You did that.
Well, I said
You
he had
did
a really
that.
bad game, and I said,
And
he
then
probably
you
has
said
some-
they should move on from him. You said that.
You did too.
No.
You said they're going to relook at their contract and look into it some more.
Yeah, probably. But
Yeah.
I didn't say that he's dead to me like you did.
Yeah. Well, I said that last week.
Very
His
violent.
grandma thing happened. Yeah. No, I know. They're, for fantasy wise, like I get it. They're real people. They play real games. The Rams will probably still be Super Bowl favorites. But
I don't know what to think, man. I mean, they're losing at the wrong time of the year. They're playing poorly at the wrong time of the year.
but it's not like these other big teams. Like we talked about, the Saints not looking great. The Chiefs did not look great.
Yeah.
The
There's
Steelers did not look good.
there's a lot to be said about getting hot at the right time. And none of these teams right now.
Yeah, ask Eli Manning all about it.
Yeah. That's how he's made a career out of it. Won
Get the
Super
Hall of
Bowl.
Fame with it.
Yeah. Well, you really think he'll go to the Hall of Fame?
It'd be close. His numbers are better than Joe Namath.
That's true. Joe Namath actually. Okay, so I just want to say that Joe Namath was actually not a good quarterback.
No, he wasn't. He said, "I guarantee a win." First
he won.
ever Super Bowl for the AFL.
And he won.
Yeah,
But he had like a 50% completion percentage.
he was the first guy to throw 4,000 yards on a season.
Yeah, he wasn't. Okay, great. Anyway, so anything else we need to discuss about this?
I think that's it for all you Todd Gurley owners along there with me. We'll just have a moment of silence real quick before we play the music.
Okay, there's real. All right. Hit us up on Empty Wagon FF or Empty Wagon Pod on Instagram. Josh Hughes at FF Josh Hughes, and then Brad is at Tack Jones. We'll answer all your fantasy questions. We love you guys. This is why you got to pay attention, because you see the Derrick Henry stuff, you see the Todd Gurley stuff happen later in the year. There's a lot to be said for this. You see the Drew Brees things. Pay attention to what's going on, guys. This is what we talk about. Good luck. We hope you won your playoff matchups, and we'll let you know how ours went on Tuesday.
No, I'm not winning a single league with this horse crap.
All right, bye, guys.